Hi, it's the third time I'm trying to do this video. Hopefully I don't get frustrated or babbly or something this time. Because I really don't want to have to do this again. Also, look at my lack of eyebrow. I've been nervous lately, so I've just sort of been like pulling that. Anyways, a couple days ago there was a post in my memories from 7 years ago, and it was a picture of me at like college orientation thing at the community college that I went to, and like the caption on the picture said that um whatever person who was like talking, I guess, at the little thing said for everyone to take a selfie so you could like look at it for comparison when you graduate or some dumb shit like that. So, I thought this was funny because that post was 7 years ago. Um, I have graduated twice in my life, once from a pre-K and once from kindergarten. And that's it. So, yeah, I've had many successes in my life, but, yeah, so I don't even remember what I was gonna make the video about. Um, why I didn't graduate college, maybe. I got through midterms second semester, and then literally after midterms, I went straight from my midterms to the emergency room. I took my philosophy midterm with 103 point whatever fever, and I went to the emergency room, and that night I had my appendix taken out. It had already burst. The doctor said it had bursted at least 3 days ago, and I really should be dead. And you see, I went to school. I was having the tummy pain on my side, you know? And I even said that I thought it could be my appendix because it was like a not localized, maybe that is the word, but like it's a pain specifically on just the one side. And it was like I don't know, it was a pain. It wasn't like a you need to poop pain. It was just like a pain in my tummy area. So that's what I figured it was. But my family has a history of tummy issues, so my mom was just like, no, you're probably just like constipated or something. Like she does. Anyway, so I get my appendix taken out because it had already burst. So, like, because I went to classes because it stopped hurting so bad. Because once it's burst, like, it doesn't hurt anymore because you're in septic shock. So I was still going to school. I mean, I was going to school while I was in pain too, but like I went to school on that morning. I was like, I don't remember when I texted my mom. I think I texted my mom after I had taken the midterm. I texted her like, "Hey, when you come pick me up, we are going to the hospital." And that weekend, I was supposed to go on a little weekend trip. I was supposed to meet up with a friend in Louisiana. I was gonna take the bus, the freaking what's it called? The bus. It's the bus. What is it called? I don't know. I was gonna take the bus to Louisiana and go to an anime convention in Louisiana with a guy I had met 2 weeks prior at an anime convention in Houston. So, I like to think that my appendix exploding was God telling me not to go to Louisiana to meet with a guy that I've known for 2 days. Yes. Um, so then while I was in the hospital, like they put me under, they go to take out my appendix like laparoscopically or whatever that word is, where they just make two little incisions and like, you know, that kind of stuff. They do that, and whenever they wake me up, there's two doctors standing there. This is how I remember it. I was probably a little bit drugged, so who knows what actually happened. But when I woke up, it might not have been immediately after I woke up. That seems a little weird. But they informed me and my mother that while they were in there, it looked like I have Crohn's disease. like it like they said we can't, they didn't say that they can't diagnose me, but like they can't just diagnose me from them cutting open my tummy to get my appendix out and just like seeing, I don't know. I mean, I'm sure they could if they're like the right specialist doctors. But so they were like, "Yeah, um your intestines, it really kind of looks like you have Crohn's disease." Like I was just here to get my appendix out. So so now I'm in the hospital. I have Crohn's disease. I don't have an appendix. And since I already apparently had Crohn's disease and it was visible to these doctors, so I must have been in a flare up, which means that's probably why my appendix didn't hurt so bad, was because I was in a flare up. And I've had flare ups before, and it just hurts really, really bad, like really bad period cramps, but like bad and you shit yourself. That's what it's like. So that's why it was no big deal. But then they're like, we need to do more tests. And then I got a colonoscopy, and they're like, yeah, your entire digestive system is fucky. But then because my appendix had burst and I was in septic shock, there's another word for it, which is what I was trying to say, but I don't feel like thinking. But because of all that mess, I ended up getting like fistulas in my intestines, which is sort of just like holes and like scar tissue and weird spots between things. Like things are just healing weird and not being good. But there was in places in my what's it called? My digestive tract, there were places where there was like little holes. So a lot of my waste was just sort of going into my gut, like just into my tummy instead of going through and out the back. It was just going into my body, and that sent me back into septic shock again. And so for a while, I had like these drain tube things. I couldn't eat any food at all. It was all through IV, or it was through PICC line, but yeah, IV nutrition. No food by mouth. I could have ice chips, and that was it. Yeah, so I was in the hospital for 3 months. I did get out of the hospital in time that I could have gone back to college, but like I did not have any kind of energy for that. Like when I got out of the hospital, I was like 90 pounds. Like I got down to like 86 pounds before I started gaining weight back. Cuz like I hadn't eaten all summer. And then so like my tummy is all small now, so I'm not going to be eating, I'm not going to be back to eating how I was before all this, cause my tummy's all tiny. So like the first couple weeks while I wasn't used to having to like actually eat food, I wasn't eating that much. I was still on pain meds, and I was just like, I don't know. So I didn't really eat much after being off the TPN, the nutrition stuff. So I was losing weight quickly because I was going from having the IV with like 1,600 calories every day to like maybe 200 or 300 calories a day if I remembered to leave bed. If my mom brought me a turkey sandwich or something. Like I didn't start actually eating for like 2 or 3 weeks after I got home. But yeah, but then once I started gaining weight, I gained it very, very quickly. Like within 3 months, I like doubled in size. Went from like 85 to 170. Yeah, that's how math works. Something like that. Like I went from dangerously underweight to on the borderlines of what they would call obese. But then things started evening out. Now I'm just mildly underweight. Yes. Um, anyway, I could have gone back to school. I'm pretty sure that I signed up to, but we just never paid for it or something. I don't know. I didn't go back. I never did. I've thought about it a few times. I've thought about it, and I it's just I do not have any kind of freaking idea what I would even pursue. Like me going to college is more about me learning stuff, not even for a specific career path or occupation or anything. Just like I like to learn stuff. I like to be taught. And I'd like to be a lifelong student. I really would. And I don't know, just taking classes for fun. It's just I like to learn stuff, but I have no idea what I'd want to do. The one thing I would want to do, like, if I had stayed, sounds questionable. Um, if I had gone back to college, or if I went to college the year I was supposed to, like directly after high school, but I took a gap year. But if I had gone to college, stayed in college, graduated at a normal time frame for me, I guess, and like if I was gonna get my associates at San Jac and then move to whatever university to do majorings, I feel like I would have gone and done the stuff to be a librarian. I think that's what I would come up with because I do want to be a librarian, and I've even thought about going back to college to be a librarian until I looked up how long you have to go to school to be a librarian. Why do you have to go to 6 years of college? That's too long. So if I had stayed in college, then yeah, that'd be an option if I was like never left. But me at the age I am now, putting 6 more years into just to be a librarian, and so I found my own way to work around that, but it's it's really a pipe dream. I don't see it ever actually happening, but and I know other people have done it before. I don't know how it succeeded for them or failed miserably. I don't know. But I just want my own little building, my own little business. Preferably, I would like how I would like and how I would build it in The Sims, which I have. And I might do tomorrow. Might do that tomorrow. I'll build in The Sims tomorrow. Okay. Um, like it's just like a little building, probably in like a strip, but not like a strip mall, you know, like in a like I don't know how to describe it. Like the only person who might even watch this is from Crosby, so I can just like describe it in Crosby words. Like you know downtown Crosby, you know like the antique mall, how it's like 4 or 5 buildings, but they're all like on top of each other. Does that make sense? Like those buildings where it's like at the bottom you have like the antique store and then you have that little restaurant and I don't know what's there. I haven't been in like 8 months. But you know it has all the little things, but there's like upper floors to the stores. On the lower floors, there's like homes, there's apartments up there, and so I'd want a thing like that, or like Bob's Burgers, you know, they have the burger shop downstairs, and then they have an apartment upstairs, like that kind of thing. I love it. Just have my own little building with it's the mullet of houses, okay? It is business on the bottom, party in the front. What? You know what I mean. So that, and I'd want it to be, I don't know how to even phrase it. I don't have a name yet. I don't have any kind of anything planned. But I know that I want it to be primarily a 24-hour used bookstore. That would be the thing that draws people in, I think. It being 24 hours it's important. And then it's also a cafe, because it's like 2 in the morning. You just finished book 2. You have to get book 3. So you show up and you're gonna need some coffee, to get through book 3. And so we have a little cafe, and we also have adoptable cats. But because I know that in practice this would crash and fail and burst into flames, but it encapsulates the things that I love and the things that I care about, and the thing, everything. And it's because I wanted to be a librarian, because I love books. I have my own personal library in my closet. There's more books than clothes in my closet. And I've always loved books. Not always, but since that year I was grounded from the TV for an entire year, I learned to love books, and I do really love books. And I'd love to get other people to love books. I'd love to help kids find the joys of reading. I don't know, it would just be cool, because what is the only difference between a used bookstore and a library is you can't directly buy the library books. You have to you have to just check them out, never return them, and then pay the fine. And this is my fucking business. I could have a rental thing. A membership where you can rent books, like a library. And we could have little events and stuff, and there'll be a little area for the kiddos to sit and play with the kitties and read their books. And all the kitties would come from the shelter, and they'd all be fully vaccinated and fully they take away the baby parts. There's words for that, but I don't remember. Impregnable. That's not right, but yeah, make them all fixed, and then we find those kitties some families. We find some families some kitties. We find a good book for the family kitty. And we can sell kitty treats in the cafe and little kitty cat cups. I like this idea. It's a really good idea. But yeah, that's what I'd like to do. Other things that I might, which I know that I will not do now, but had I stayed in college and not left college, another track I feel like I might have went down is, and people tell me this all the time, when I ask them what they see me as being, people tell me mortician. And while I understand that, yes, dead people are cool, why is that the first thing you jump to? Which I'd be okay with being a mortician, I don't know where I was going with that. Like I would like to like there's a lot of jobs that I'd like to experience but not have, if that makes sense. It's like if I could just do like if if I could just have 2 weeks in every job, and every week, like every 2 weeks, I'm in a new profession. That's how I would like things to be, you know. But maybe like that's how it's set up. Is that every 2 weeks I have a new job. But like if I want to, I can stay. It's just there's that 2 week trial period initially to see if you enjoy it. And I do feel like that's how that's at least how jobs work. Like at any point, if you stop having fun, you can just like quit, which is always what I've done. But like there's jobs that I feel like I wouldn't like long term, but I'd still like to try them. Like I realize fully that I don't think that it would ever be a good idea for me to work at Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell too much. And I'm sure when I was a kid, I really wanted to work at Taco Bell. But I don't think that I could because I feel like it might ruin Taco Bell for me. But if somebody was like, hey, will you just cover this one shift? Like, will you just do one 6 hour shift at Taco Bell? Like, yeah, I know what goes on everything. You know, I think it just be cool to be, I don't know. I think it'd be cool to work at McDonald's once, but I don't know. I get stressed too easily. So, I don't know. Um, I probably will never go back to college. Um, there's a few things I'd like to take classes for, but not like for a degree or anything, because I wouldn't put it to use. I just, like, even even when I was 18 and everyone my age was going to college, like everyone decided what they're gonna do with the rest of their lives. They're 18, can't even buy cigarettes anymore, deciding what they're gonna do for the rest of their lives. That has never sat right with me, and I've chosen just not to make that decision. And I have a good comparison, but I know none of you care. But it's My Little Pony related. It's just sort of like it's the way I like to think of it, just because it makes me happy. But it's like, you know My Little Ponies. They have a little picture on their butt. Every every pony has a different little symbol on their bottom, and what the symbol is their special thing, what makes them special. It's not necessarily what their job is or what they're good at or like I don't know. It's just a weirdly specific thing. You find your purpose, I guess. And I don't think I've found mine yet. And I feel like if I found it, I would know. And I haven't found it. But like there is this one episode where the Cutie Mark Crusaders, who are three blank flanks who don't have their cutie marks, trying to get their cutie marks. So they're just trying everything. But I believe it was after they got their cutie marks. Their cutie marks are Cutie Mark Crusader cutie marks. Their purpose is to help other people get their cutie marks. And so they like hold a summer camp or something for all the blank flanks and one kid is just like not having a good time. He doesn't want to do anything. He doesn't want to try any of the games. And he says that that want he doesn't want a cutie mark. Like when when you when you have a blank flank, when you don't know who you're supposed to be, you could be anyone. And he just wanted to be him. He didn't want to find a new talent and everything change, you know? It's just like there's so much potential, and once you find out, it's it. Like that's what you are. That sucks. I don't want to do that. So I'm not. Um I honestly completely believe that my life is going to be me just sort of drifting place to place, doing what I have to survive, and then I don't know, unless something super awesome happens and I find people that I can stand being near for more than a couple years at a time, then maybe I'll plant roots. But like, I've, I've never planned on staying one place, doing one thing with one person. That's never been my goal. So